In today's episode, we address your Black Friday, Cyber Monday questions, including adjusting your pop-ups, holiday email templates, subject lines and preheaders, and even a live email review. I'm Greg Zakowicz.
And I'm Gabe Macaluso. Greg, did you know that Black Friday is the busiest day for plumbers?
Gabe, do you think it's the excess amount of turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, green bean casserole, candied yams, corn, rolls, apple pie, or pumpkin pie that gets people's pipes all clogged up?
It's definitely pecan pie.
Welcome, everybody, to today's show. You know how it works. 5 topics, 3 minutes each. We run long. Hector yells at us, and we move on. Before we get started, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button, and be sure to let us know in the comments section what your favorite Thanksgiving food is. I mean, we all know it's stuffing, right? Friendly reminder, we know that Black Friday, Cyber Monday is a critical time for marketers, and Omnisend wants you to get the help you need when you need it. And that's why Omnisend offers live 24/7 customer support, including during the holidays. Who would have thought? Be sure to find out all of the value that Omnisend provides at omnisend.com. Our first topic today deals with pop-ups during the holidays. So Gabe, should companies adjust their pop-ups? And if so, when and how?
Yes, absolutely they should. So I think the key thing that they need to adjust is what incentive are they offering with sign up, or do you need to offer an incentive at all? Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you're going to have big sales, whether you're doing 12 days of Christmas, 30 days of Christmas, or you've already started with 90 days of Christmas. You just never know how far back or how far early you can start. So yes, you need to adjust that pop-up to make sure that whatever incentive you're offering to get people to sign up matches what you're doing for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. My favorite are the teasers. Hey, if you want to be exclusive on the deals that we're going to have, make sure you go ahead and sign up. Those kind of things are going to work best in terms of getting people on the list. Kind of tied into pop-up, making sure that your email signups, this is a bonus tip, when you're looking at email signups in the footer, the header of the website, make sure those align as well. Often those get overlooked. And so if I come to your website, I sign up in the pop-up, then I say, 20% off in the header, sign up there as well. It's not a great customer experience. Am I probably more likely to experience that because I'm an email geek? Probably. I'm getting a little bit nerdy with it, but there are going to be consumers there. And anything we can do to avoid those inevitable support tickets of, why don't I get 20% off on top of the 80% off you're offering for Black Friday, Cyber Monday? If we can avoid those, that's a win. Greg, what do you think?
Yeah, what would you say? So what would you say? I'm going to go to time. Well, we'll do timing afterwards. So might as well just stay on topic. So I agree with everything you said. Of course, we should probably debate a little bit more here. I will say, so aligning the incentives to me is bigger than anything else, right? So even if you can't align them, right? Your offers for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, the whole holiday shopping period might go 25% one day, might be 50% one day. You could be going across the board. Find something that's going to kind of work within that structure. Could be tiered discounts, could be maybe a stackable coupon. It's $5 extra, but you could stack it on something else, right? Just something that's aligned where, to your point, Gabe, 10% now when you're giving 40% every day is meaningless to me. It's not helping me whatsoever. So might be something to consider there. Timing, we didn't address timing. We're in October now. People are shopping for holidays already, but we have, Halloween coming up at the end of October. I don't know. This might come out in November, so we're across the board here. But if this episode comes out before November rolls around, do we start for before Halloween? I know it's already in my local, fix-it store. It's all Christmased out already, right? We just skipped over Halloween. So what's the right timing for doing this? Should it be November 1st? You flip that switch and go? Or you do it mid-October? You do it as quick as possible? What would you say?
I think today. You can switch it over today. You're going to save yourself margin if you remove that incentive, which to me is the biggest thing. If you're going to do a stackable, go ahead and do that stackable. Today should be all about building the excitement for the big sales coming, because everyone knows it's coming. You're going to have your early bird shoppers that want to take advantage of that, spread their budget out over a couple months to close up the Christmas shopping. But to me, go ahead and start thinking about that now, switching it. And then, think full picture. If you're changing your incentive in your pop-up, what welcome message do you have going out? So make sure you're adjusting it there as well. So however long it takes you to adjust those things, that's when you're ready to turn it on.
And surprise, we're over time.
Right.
Hector's yelling at me, but we didn't mention SMS here. If you're not collecting SMS, be sure you start collecting it for the holidays, because it is going to be a major thing. Even if you're not going to use it beyond that, or you're trying to slow roll into using SMS, be sure to collect SMS as well on your pop-ups. You'll be amazed at how many people will give it to. You'll be amazed at how it converts, but don't overlook it for the holiday season. Trust me, don't overlook it. So, all right, we've got to move on because we are crushing this, par for the course.
Hector, sorry, we're a little out of practice. We'll get our flow going here. Hector's probably like, what the hell happened with these guys? It's fine. We're good. All right. Greg, let's talk email marketing templates. What should companies do to optimize their email templates for the holidays?
Yeah, so there's a lot you can do. My biggest things, and this is something I say you should be doing year round. Everyone who's listened to me say anything at all about Black Friday, Cyber Monday has heard this 1,000 times over. Promote your value adds everywhere you can, prominently. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about things like free shipping, which is pretty standard for most people, but not all, right? But if you offer free shipping, promote it. If you offer fast shipping, promote it, right? 2-day shipping, whatever it might be, or just quick turnaround times. A lot of studies now saying because free shipping's so prominent, that speed of delivery is becoming just as important as the fact that you offer free shipping. Return policies, if you have extended return policies or just super simple customer friendly return policies, promote those, to the bore. Anything along these lines. So customer satisfaction, customer service, product guarantees, whatever it might be. Promote these everywhere you can. Make them a competitive differentiator, or make them the differentiator if you're locked in with price with other companies, or you can't compete in price with other companies. These are things that I'd much rather know I can get 6-day return from you, 30-day return from them. I pay $1 more, but I've got a little more sense, a little more ease on the backside. So that's my biggest thing. It's like shake the goods you got, right? Promote the goods you got. And that's, all the other themes, you're good, but that's where I would go with it. What would you do?
Yeah, I think the value adds are huge. I think the story as well is important. And I know we've disagreed about this in past episodes. Like, do you care why I'm building this brand or this product? And I think it's important. Some people that's going to resonate with them. And I think it's important to not only your value adds, but your motivations for your direct-to-consumer business. The other value add that I think a lot of people kind of miss out on, and I think if you could implement this into your brand strategy, is like a lifetime guarantee. And I have a personal experience where my son's playing football. He got a really nice water cooler jug thing. We bought it on Amazon. He broke it. They have a lifetime guarantee. Ended up going directly to the website. I'm now on their email list. Support was great. We didn't get the exact same water bottle, but we got a better one. And I'm now on their email list. And I feel like I owe it to them that I have to be on their email list. And as I've gotten their emails, I'm already going, oh, my in-laws need to know what to get me for Christmas. I need a new cooler.
Yeah.
I'm going to send them the link to that. So it's those little things, that lifetime guarantee or 90-day guarantee, whatever you're going to do to create that positive customer experience. It's going to be not an immediate return on investment, but that long tail of return on investment is huge, especially as we continue focusing more and more on retention efforts rather than just burning through dollars in social media acquisition and efforts. So I think that's a huge sort of value add that people miss and could definitely benefit.
We are right on time, but I'm going to crush this over here. So I'm going to tie that into another form of social proof here, right? So on top of that, testimonial star ratings, like use those things in your marketing. But I'm going to tie the testimonial side to what you just said, right? There's a lot of studies out there, and I say victim, but I did the exact same thing, right? I've had products before where they broke, reached out to the company, and they're like, hey, we'll just send you a new one, right? And you got an upgrade or whatever. And I've, like you, have gifted those things to other people because I know it's something that's valuable. But again, this goes back to customer service, promoting those things that matter to people. If someone like you leaves a review, use that text in your marketing, right? And that could be really impactful for things like shopping cart abandonment, where maybe they're not sure what the product quality or fit's going to be, or how that customer service, is this thing going to last me? And they see this thing, hey, lifetime guarantee, you saved me, blah, 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 right? Whatever it is, it could be super effective for you there. So I love the example you gave about the customer service. It's happened to me before. and I think it's right there for you. So, all right, Hector is actually about to come over and hit me with something now. So this is rough. All right, so let's stay in the inbox and move on, Gabe. More specifically, let's stick with the subject line. So we get this question a lot. Are there types of subject lines that work better than others during the holiday season? So we could probably have some fun with this, but what do you think?
Yeah, I think, emojis, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention emojis. Yeah. Now, the question is, are emojis causal or just because of the time of year, right? So what is the variable that's actually controlling that? So obviously in our Omnisend reports, we show like what subject lines have had the highest open rate, highest click rate, all those types of things. And usually I think like 18 or 19 of the top 20 include emojis. So emojis do work. They help you stand out in the inbox. So you have to include those. And I think the pattern interrupts are going to be the biggest thing that are going to make you stand out.
Yeah.
Halloween, everyone's already kind of making fun of like, oh, these sales are too scary to believe, right? Like everyone knows that's the theme of Halloween. As we go into Thanksgiving, like, oh, you're stuffed, stuff your shopping cart kind of thing. Like there's always the puns. Puns work well, but think a little bit outside the box. How can you play around with those subject lines to bring through your brand voice, but also make you a little bit more unique, a little bit more fun, as long as it fits with your brand? A high-end jewelry brand like Tiffany, it's not going to go over well if they're trying to do like some sort of silly punny joke in their subject line. That's not who their clientele are. Versus like Vermont Teddy Bear, they are the best at puns in their subject lines. So if you need some inspiration, that's where you can go. Greg, what stands out to you when you see a subject line in the inbox?
So I didn't want to interrupt you. I think it'd be awesome if we could just have like the filters on us for this one where emojis, we just have a different emoji going. So I love emojis as well. To me, it's not so much the emoji. Like I don't care if it's Christmas tree. I don't care if it's a firework or something blowing up. It's the interruption you talk about. It's the color, the spacing, right? White space, color space. So I would go things that stand out to me. And this debunks all those things that we talked about on previous episodes about like, is this going to land you in the spam folder? Multiple characters in a row. It could be exclamation points, things like this, where when you're scrolling through and you've got 10, 15 emails in your inbox, that one thing that has that pattern interruption, that is just not black and white lettering and it's multiple, those things catch my eye, and no, they won't wind you up in the spam folder. So those things are big. And I think that goes with anything. It could be emojis, could be characters, it could be emoji characters, red exclamation points, whatever. Color and spacing, so the color kind of ties into that spacing as well. You see a lot of white space in there. So if you have all text, pre-header text, subject line text, whatever, and then you've got this big clump of white, your eye goes to there because it's so littered with black and white. So so that from a color scheme, as far as wording goes, I like sense of urgency, right? We're going to get, like you mentioned, the puns. I love puns, by the way. We are going to get the Black Friday starts early, Black Friday sale extended like we always do. Everyone gets it, right? They know it's not extended. They know it's starting early. You're not fooling anyone. Use space. I like sense of urgency. Products selling out fast, blah, blah, blah. Something like that to get people going. And that could be really powerful in the first couple weeks in November where sales are picking up, but they're not at full bore yet. Right? Knowing product's going to last, and I fall victim to this every year. I got to get them while I can get them. And the last year I didn't. I paid more for them, but I got what I needed because the 4 previous years combined, everything I wanted was sold out by the time I waited. So, sense of urgency. That's where I go.
I like it. And I think to follow up on this, just because I had some additional thoughts, humility works. So if you mess up, or even if you want to have a fake mess up, oops, we made a mistake. That's going to draw people's attention in. Oops, specifically, I've worked with brands that literally scheduled an oops campaign every quarter.
Purposely.
Because they work. There you go. So you can pre-schedule your oops campaign. And then things that resonate with us personally, like happy birthday. And I know we worked with a brand too that would do like, it was more of a birthday collection email, but like, hey, happy birthday. Oh, it's not your birthday? That's okay. We can still celebrate. But it's enough of like, okay, what information do you have about me that's not accurate at all? Again, it's kind of fun, kind of teasy you can do. And then, of course, just to be clear, talking about pattern interrupts, they multiple characters. Do not use RE : do not use FWD : not cool. Thumbs down.
100%. Hundo P, as the kids say. All right. We're way over time. Again.
That's right. All right. And a very related question, Greg. What kind of pre-header text works best during the holidays, or does it even matter? Should people care?
All right. So pretty much anything I said with the subject line, yes, it does matter. But anything I said with the subject line, I'm going to just carry over to the pre-header side. I love emojis, love color, love white space when it's needed, when it makes sense to do so. Play with the subject line, right? You're not repeating the subject line. I think this is the time where, subject lines, you only have so many characters to really get across unless you're zoomed out. And I've got even on my computer where I get more 140 zoom level or something because I'm blind, right? So it's kind of like looking at a mobile phone anyways, your truncated characters. But you can use that space more prominently. So we've got a short amount of characters for the subject line. We might have multiple sales or multiple products with discounts on those products you want to promote. Use the subject line, follow it up with a pre-header, right? And the pre-header could have the promo code in it if you want to. Ideally, we want them to open the email, but as long as they are purchasing, I don't really care how they're purchasing, right? They're probably checking their SMS, right, to get the purchase from there. So use these things strategically, right? If you don't have a lot of color in your subject line, use some color or that interruption or emoji, whatever, in your pre-header text, vice versa. You can still communicate these things while standing out. I use everything at my disposal. So color, white space, don't duplicate it. And I think you're good, right?
Love it. So Greg, here's a question for you. Yeah. And I've advised people both ways, so I'm curious to get your take on it. Should you reveal, let's say you're offering a discount, should you reveal the specifics of that discount in your subject line and or pre-header text? Or should you save it for the content of the email in hopes of driving it open?
So I'm going to give you this is a fake answer, but I'm going to give you the consultant's cop-out. Well, you should definitely test things like this, right? Yeah, test it. Sure, test it. To me, I'm going to give you just as bad of an answer where it depends, but I'll try to quantify it a little bit with why it depends. If the offer is just straightforward and we think that's a great offer that we just want to communicate to people, I'd give it to them. I don't care how they get it, right? If that's my best offer, that's the thing that's going to drive sales to the roof, get it to them as quick as possible. And if they can just scroll through and be like, oh, I know I get 50% and it's save 50 right there, I'm good with that because I don't care, again, how they get there as long as I'm buying. If it's something where I need to generate opens because I want to promote other things or complementary things around that offer, but I want them to see those complementary things because I think it's going to add more oomph or more benefit to it, then I try to hide it or disguise it and make them open at that point. But I think it depends on the urgency and the offer being made is how I would approach it. And we're out of time, Gabe, so what do you say?
Okay,
you got 3 minutes.
That's it. That's all I got. No, I think it's great. And then I'm like, okay, so I got more stuff to say. See, this is what happens. Now I'm like, man, what if we tested, if I'm like, okay, big sale, I can do 55% off. What if I offered a 53% off? If I saw in my inbox 53% off, I think I'd click on it because I'd be like, who offers 53% off? Like, what a random number. So I think that's going to be my testing this year. That's what we're going to do. 47% off.
If anyone is watching and could throw an odd number at the end of their test, right? I think Overstock might do this, or whatever they're called now. They're still Overstock, right? Oh, they'll be
they own Bed Bath & Beyond now.
Pretty soon.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. What are you thinking? So they used to do this. I think it was them. They would offer like an 11% welcome code. And then I think they would eventually bump it to 12. I think it was Overstock. I could be wrong here. It's some company where
I feel like there was a 17% off in there at some point too. Yeah.
So anyway, this is a long way for me to say, if there's anyone watching out there that can throw an odd number at the end of their promotion this holiday season, please do so and then report back what you found, because I think it'd be super interesting.
Okay, there we go.
All right, we're like 10 minutes over in time. This is awesome. We'll be better next time, folks. We still got a live email. Yeah. All right, this one's going to take forever because it's brand new to us. So, Gabe, final topic today. This is a new segment, and it is a live email review. Not really live. We're live somewhat. But let's look at an email sent during last year's Black Friday week. And let's break the thing down more so with what we like about it and where we think it could be improved, if there are areas we can be improved. And I need to whip it open now. So let's start with the subject line, then we'll jump into the bottom of the email. If we could throw the visuals on the screen here, that would be super helpful. So Hector, do your thing. And let's start with the subject line. So Gabe, I'll kick you the subject line. I'll chime in if I need to, and then we'll shoot to the content.
Yeah, so major cyber savings inside. Love the little emoji, little love heart there from Tarte. All lowercase, fits their branding. Those are like the little things that people like do notice. Or maybe I just notice because, again, we're email geeks and we notice these things. And then the preheader text, 2 free minis. Who doesn't love free stuff? So you've given me an idea of what's going to be in the email and what incentive is going to be there. I'm a fan. I'll give him a solid 8 out of 10 for the subject line.
Yeah, like you, I like the name brand. You've got the name brand in there still, but you're talking about Cyber Week. I like the fact that Cyber Week, not Black Friday or Cyber Weekend, like do the whole week. If you're listening, I strongly encourage you to do a Black Friday or Cyber Week sale. Not wait till those 2 days. So like you, I like it. Short subject line, short and sweet, right? We don't need to say more. Major savings ahead. Small emoji, it's one, but there's some color there. People do love free stuff. I've got stories about people wanting, when I worked in radio, the t-shirt literally off my back that was stained because it was free and we were out of other t-shirts. Like, what about that one right there? I'm like, oh, you mean this one I'm wearing right now? All right. People love free stuff. And then there's a gap. They used white space. We talked about white space before. So that is good here. So I agree with you. I'll go 8.5 out of 10 because I want to one-up you. All right, Gabe, let's jump to the email itself. So what do you think about the email?
So most shoppers are short attention spans. And let's be real, like, I'm going to say we're not very smart. So the fact that the main here image is a giant button that says gifts that slay, it fits their brand voice. It's a clear button. I know exactly where to click. There's no ambiguity about it. If I want to save 30% off, that's where I click. And
so is that what the discount is? I couldn't tell.
Yeah. Exactly. Huge. It's like very clear. Thank you. I'm like, yeah, don't you see it? But yeah, so they have their nav bar at the top, which again makes things super easy, but the clear direction of where they want you to click on this email is arched, it's framed, it's highlighted, and there's a giant button that says, hey, you're a dumb shopper, and I'm going to make this as easy as possible for you, which reduces hurdles in my shopping experience, which increases my likelihood of conversion. It's less steps to completion.
All right, so a couple things you didn't mention, which I agree. Again, nav bar. I don't know if you looked at it. So I like kind of specialized nav bars for the holiday season. So they've got best sellers, which are always great. Again, kind of a form of social proof, best sellers. They've got Shape Tape, probably a top seller for them, I would guess. Holidays, so we're in the holiday market, it makes sense. And then value sets. So again, we're saying price conscious shopper without saying price conscious shopper. And then if you scroll down to the email, they're kind of tongue-in-cheek with the 3 product recommendations there. Again, whatever reasons they have, probably top sellers or customer favorites or whatever. But then the free minis, we get to the free section. I had forgotten about the free minis, probably because I'm not buying makeup, but I'm looking at the 30% offer and I got it. That's where my focus was. I forgot about the minis, but I like the fact that it recommended what to do with the minis. You might not want them, but they're great stocking stuffers. And I think that's a really good way to encourage additional purchases. Hey, if I purchase again or more, I get 2 more free minis and I can gift myself, gift to someone else here. So I'm going to give the email, I'll go 8.5 out of 10. Okay. I like it.
All right. And I'll give him a 9 out of 10. 1, to one-up you back. And 2, this email designer is near and dear to my heart because their nav bar is 4 different sets of words. They're not all the same length. And the email designer did not care that it had to be perfectly spaced. And that to me just makes my heart so happy because oftentimes as email designers, we angst about this stuff, right? We spend hours in support recoding it to make sure that the spacing is exactly right. it's very clear where to click on these things. No one's going to care that the space in between holiday and value sets is maybe slightly smaller than the space between bestsellers and Shape Tape. And that's not where your time should be spent. Your time should be spent on getting people to click and convert. And that's exactly what this email designer did. So whoever did this design, kudos to you. Love the imperfections, because it means that you're human and you focus on the stuff that actually sells and not the nav bar, which is important. It's going to get clicks and it's going to drive conversions, but it's not your main moneymaker. So you're my number one fan right here. Number one fan.
There you go. Hey, you know what, Gabe? I gave him an 8.5. I don't even know what I subtracted points for. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's probably lack of social proof or something in there. Beyond. Maybe there's no testimonial. That's my thing. I don't know. But good email all the way around. Good subject line, good use case. So
it's all good. They put an E at the end of time.
So hopefully everyone enjoyed.
Necessary.
And my present to you, Gabe, is we're like way over time. So we've gone 5 for 5 with crushing time limits today. So, all right, Gabe. Our inbox is full. We will do better next time, I promise. Otherwise, Hector might have a heart attack over here. To everyone watching, we hope you enjoyed yourself. Who knows? Maybe you might have learned something today, too. We hope you did. Remember, if you're a brand looking to increase your holiday sales with high value and lower costs, all with 24/7, 365 live customer support, be sure to check out Omnisend. Find out more info at omnisend.com or check the link in the video description down below. We'd like to thank our producer, Hector Salamanca. You're near and dear to our hearts for dealing with us today. I am Greg Zakowicz.
And I am Gabe Macaluso.
Thanks for tuning in. If you want even more e-commerce marketing videos, be sure to check out this dandy right here. And until next time, happy marketing.